Hey everybody, how's everybody this week? Well, first of all, I'm sorry. I have a really bad sinus infection. The good thing is I start antibiotics tomorrow. But wow, so much has happened this week. I'm going to give you some tips about parking while you're on shore power. First, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Last week when I videoed, I had 154. As I record this, I have 170. You guys, I don't know if we're going to make it to 1,000, but my heart is so touched. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, after the RTR, I the YouTube is inundated by new nomads trying to make a buck. And you know what? I wish them all the best. But the fact is there's thousands. I mean, my YouTube homepage is inundated with all these new people I've never seen before. And they all started out at the RTR. Hold on, I got an itch. So I want to wish all those people the best, and I want to thank all my new subscribers. God bless you all, and thank you for joining me. Real quick, before I start talking about some of the stuff I've been asked about while on shore power, I wanted to show you one of my hacks. Above my cab, you can see storage. And I'm going to tilt this just a hair. I took a rod, you can see it, and I ran it from one door to the other in my cab, and I made me a closet. I am a firm believer, don't get rid of your clothes. I've heard so many people go, oh, I only carry 2 or 3 sets of clothes. Don't get rid of your clothes, people. Keep as many as you can possibly carry, okay? There could be a huge, and I just can't even say anything yet, surprise coming on my next video. So make sure that if, on my next video, if it says surprise, open it. I'm not even going to say anything. I am just going to leave it at that. I had a wonderful visit this week by my son, my daughter-in-law, and my youngest grandchild. She's a step-granddaughter, but she's so cute. What a thick little baby and what an attitude. Oh my God, I love it. But my son's girl has, I think, 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. I got to meet the baby girl. And my granddaughter, who's 14 and a half, and I get to see her this weekend. Oh my God, you guys. I'm so excited I can bite myself, okay? But I have to say, I haven't seen her since she was 7, so I know that I'm gonna bawl like a baby. So if I make a video with her and you see my face all puffy, just know that it was, oh my God, you know, I used to have her 6 months out of every year from the time she was 6 months old. And then at 7, it just stopped. And you know what? Life deals us some bullshit sometimes, but I gotta tell you, keep praying, keep the faith, and stay positive. And you know what? Good things will come. You know, when I got stuck here, you guys, I was so depressed. I had only got to spend, I need a drink, so excuse me. I'd only got to spend 2 months boondocking. Oh no, I love it. Oh my God. And then I found out that the people who sold me this rig, yeah, they didn't tell me the truth about the front end. The ball joints are gone. The bearings are gone. This thing is a death trap. And you know, I almost killed myself coming down from Cottonwood to Phoenix when I was coming down this way. But God protected me and guided me. But the fact is, the front of this rig is dangerous. They call it a death wobble. If I drive it, I take my life into my own hands. It's really sad. So, but my point is if you stay positive and you do the best with what you got, and I did. I got a camp working job. I mean, I get free rent. I get free space, tons of activities, great, lovely people. And I kept the faith. And because of that, my son and my daughter, my granddaughter, in my life again. And you know, I have to say that, yeah, I would love to be out boondocking right now, but the fact is I'm so ecstatic that I have my family back in my life right now. Will I continue to boondock? You bet your sweet butt I will. soon as this rig is dealt with. Okay? Okay, so I've had some questions about being on shore power. First, I want to say that if you are in an RV park and not in a campsite, they will not let you use your generator because you can hook up to power. So some places give you full electricity, where I am, they do, but some only give you a allowance toward the electricity. In those cases, you guys, you cannot use your generator. So I'm just letting you know. Now, I did not know this, and you remember I told you that when you get on the road and you start living this life, you're going to learn a lot of hacks and a lot of stuff. When I first hooked up to shore power, I had no clue how to set my rig up. And at the time I got here, I thought, wonderful, no more dumping tanks, no more filling tanks. I was ecstatic. Open it up and let it go. No. The fact is one of my biggest questions were about tanks, black tanks in particular. You cannot leave your black tank open. I know, guys. I know. I get out every other day and empty my tank. The fact is if you leave that tank open, the hose you've got going into the sewer in the ground can back up gases and poison you. Just as bad as CO2 can poison you. So the fact is you have to leave the black tanks open. Now what I do is, because I use my gray tank to help flush and pull out my black tank, I will close my black tank, leave my gray tank open until probably 6 to 8 hours before I want to empty my black tank. And then I close my gray tank and let it get a quarter of the way filled, even half if I can. And then that way, when I pull my black tank to empty it, the gray tank will help finish washing it out and cleaning out that hose. So it's very dangerous. So please, please, please listen to what I have to say. Do not leave your black tanks open when you are shore parked. Okay? My next thing is, don't forget to start that rig at least once a week. If you sit there and you know what? Most of us have my battery is a good battery, but I have to say, you have to start your rig at least once a week if you are on shore power. You just can't leave it sitting there indefinitely without starting that motor. I mean, I know people store them for years and months at a time in a storage, but the fact is there's nobody in that rig. You're in your rig and you're using stuff. So make sure that you turn on your rig at least once a week. I gotta tell you, the last time I got out, turned on my rig, went around, did my tanks, I came inside and I'm just piddling around, you know. Hour goes by. An hour. I had my rig running because it's so quiet. I just spaced it off, but it got really charged. Oh God, sometimes it hurts, I swear to God. But that's stuff you learn, okay? So make sure to start your rig at least once a week and let it run for 15 or 20 minutes. The next thing is your tires. Now, I don't know about a Class A or B, but I do know about Class C. I have a Class C that has dualies in the back and regular tires in the front. Now, my front tires never, ever, ever, ever need air. But for some reason, my dualies constantly need air. They seem to go down to 40 pounds of pressure. They have to ride at 80, and they stay there. They never go to 20 or 30. They go to 40, and they stay. It irritates me to death. I feel like I've been living on a slant. Oh, God, I start walking. If I go outside on straight ground, I trip myself, okay? But the fact is that make sure you buy yourself a little electric tire pump. Because if you are in a Class C, everything, see my TV? TV's got to be pulled down. That cupboard up there, I got to pull it down. Everything on my sinks, my walls. To move my rig, just to get air in the tires, I would have to break down this house just like I was breaking it down to move it out boondocking. You don't want to have to do that. And there's even free air up around the corner from here, but I would still have to spend a half hour to 45 minutes breaking down my rig to drive around the corner to fill the tire, to come back, to spend a half hour and 45 minutes putting everything back. So my suggestion is to get a little air compressor with an attachment that'll go up to 100, well, no, go up to 250, 240 pounds of pressure, because most of our RVs, our tires, carry anywhere from 80 pounds of pressure to up to 120. You need a compressor that can pump that tire up. You can't even go to a gas station with an 80-pound tire and get anything past 60 pounds of pressure in it. Actually 50, because their compressors at gas stations are not strong enough to fill our tires. I had to go to a truck stop. I told you guys, you're going to learn on the road. Oh my God, I could not. I thought there was something wrong with my tires. Finally, I asked a guy, can you help me? I can't seem to get more than 50 pounds of pressure. He goes, honey, it won't give you more than 50. It's meant for car tires. Gotta love life, right? So anyway, make sure, you guys, to get a little electric compressor that has an attachment that you can just go around and fill your tires as needed. Also, when you are hooked up to Sure Power and you're in a Class C that has no leveling of its own, this is my issue, okay? Make sure you have blocks to put that puppy up on. You know what? I got my front end of mine up on blocks and I'm still at a slant. I mean, I can add another one. I'm still at a slant. It's been driving me crazy, and it's been like that since I got here. I have more luck being level while I was out boondocking on flat ground. But this place here, for some reason, every one of the RV spots are at an angle. Okay, so that's another thing that's really important when you are on Sure Power. The next thing is tire covers. If you are going to be a work camper in a RV resort or even a park, I'm not talking out where you're being a camp host. I'm talking about when you're working in an RV resort or, park. Make sure that you have wheel covers. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. Because most of these places, the people that run them want these places to look the best at all times. And unfortunately, our black tires hanging out does not look its best. So make sure you have a tire cover for all of your tires. I got mine at Walmart. I think I spent $29 for 2. So it ended up being like $70 for 4 tires. You might want to even get a windshield cover. I use the plastic, not the plastic, but the bubble wrap with the tin foil on it for all my windows. They're cut to fit. I put them in when I need to and take them out when I want to. So get wheel covers. And the very last thing about being on Shore Power that you absolutely pretty much need to have is, I don't even know what they're called. I just call them, I call them a black tank tube holder. Oh, God. Oh, my God. You can tell I had no formal training, right? Anyhow, it's this little thing that you can put your black tank hose on that'll snake it down to the sewer at any given park. And it's another thing that a lot of parks will require that you have, again, to make the outside of your RV look presentable. You know, out boondocking is so different than being in an RV park. They both have their pros, they both have their cons. And you know what, you guys, I have to say that I find that being a camp worker is much cheaper for me. I'm not paying for gas to travel from one place to another every 14 days. I'm not paying for water fill up or dumps. I'm not paying for generator gas. I'm not paying for propane. I mean, and I stay comfortable. I can use my heater. I can use my AC. So I have found that there are a lot of good qualities and a lot of good things about being a camp worker. I myself work an average of 15 hours a week. Some weeks I work 3 6-hour shifts. Some weeks I work 2 6-hour shifts. And it's split up. I work a 3-day shift, 2, 2, 3. And it all averages out to be just 15 hours a week. And all I do is stand at the booth the gate. I'm a gate guard. I stand there, wave people in, or sign them in. And I have to say, it's one of the most rewarding jobs I've ever had. I get to talk to people all day, wave at them, be happy, and just throw positive energy. So, and I need to tell you guys too that I have been approached, even though I said for everybody to try and get your apps out before the RTR, that all the camp jobs would pretty much be taken by then. This is not true. I have been approached by three different camp working jobs since the RTR was over if I wanted the job. There are still jobs out there. There's a couple videos down. There are links. Campworker.com. It's just one of them. Volunteer.gov is another one. That's for national parks. Those are the people who've been hitting me up. Just going to let you straight out know. There's a place in Georgia. It's like a Magic Mountain. It's privately owned. We are having a job fair here in February for them. So try and get your foot in the door. And if I can find out the name of the place, I know it's in my newsletter. I just... Maybe you can put an app in if you want to be a camp worker before they fill the positions. Now, that's a summer job. I'm not sure how bad Georgia is. I know Georgia is very humid. So... that's just something. Also, you'll notice my little ties. If you look in the corner over there, I think it is, or here, you'll see my little logo. It's a little skull with a pink bandana, and it has Tammy's Nomadic RV Life. If anybody wants one of my logos, I will put them on stickers and make sure everybody gets one. But I have to know that you absolutely want one. I will charge $5 each. They're going to cost me $4.50. So I'm not really making any money, but if you want one of my little logos down in the corner, one of these corners, let me know. If I get enough people to say, yes, we want one of your little logos for outside or inside, I will order some. But at this point, you know, that's like $50 out of my pocket for just 10. So if you want some, let me know. We'll make a pre-order, and I'll make sure that everybody gets one of my little logos, okay? So I got to go. I've got to run. I hope this video has information for you that you can use, and I hope that everybody's doing really well. And remember, I may have a surprise on my next video. I want to shout out to all of my new subscribers. I mean, 164 to 170 in 1 week, you guys. That's so cool. Whether we'll get to 1,000 again, who knows? But I gotta say, welcome aboard. Yeah, welcome aboard. I also want to remind you all to love yourselves. If you don't love you, ain't nobody gonna love you. You've got to radiate love and self-respect and all that for yourself. I don't care if you're out boondocking or if you're sitting on a slab of cement. You have got to love yourself. It's all part of life. Just saying. Anyway, peace. Talk to you later. Look for that video.